Hey there guys, this is Sam
And Justin.
at the Survival Review, and today we are going to be talking about episode 12 of The Return to Twin Peaks.
Yes.
Now, where to get started with this episode?
Yeah.
This is the first time, I think, for both of us during the series that we're kind of on it.
Yeah.
This episode was a mixed bag, to say the least.
It really was. There's some really good stuff in it.
Yeah.
There's some great, classic, hilarious, weird stuff in it, but there's other stuff that just kind of falls flat and just like...
Falls flat and even feels pointless.
Yeah. And this is coming from the guys who praised the shot of the guy sweeping for 5 minutes.
I love that, but this felt different than something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Luckily, that stuff's at the end of the episode.
Yeah, most of the stuff that we were kind of iffy on is in the latter half.
Yes.
So the first half is actually pretty good.
Yes, so at least we can start with that.
Yes.
Because the episode opens with our favorite characters, Rosenfield and Cole.
Mm-hmm. And so they're in their hotel room, and they're initiating Tammy into the whole Blue Rose case situation, and telling her about that, and she's very excited, very shocked. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, like Rosenfield explains a little bit more, talking about how like in the 70s they were researching like UFOs and stuff like that, and they shut that down, and then that ended up becoming the Blue Rose case thing. So of course this ties back to aliens.
Yeah, it all, everything's aliens and dimensions and whatnot, and she's both shocked and like, I kind of knew this is what was going on. She kind of got that look. She's like, her mind's blown.
Yeah, but it was a cool scene having like Rosenfield talking about how like Phil Jeffries and Cooper were a part of it, and Rosenfield is the only one who's not missing from that team.
He's the only one of the three that hasn't inexplicably disappeared.
Yeah, so that was really interesting. It was a cool way to start the episode.
Yeah, very interesting. And there's another scene where Diane actually gets called into the room with Rosenfield and Gordon, and she gets kind of inducted as an honorary agent. I forget the word they use, but they're basically like, all the information that you received from Cooper when you were working with him is pretty much enough to the point where you kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
And we need your help.
And of course, in Diane fashion, first thing she says is like, well, what's in it for me?
Yeah, what's in it for me? And
Murphy's like, get some money and get some stuff.
But then the real thing that I think kind of tilts her over is they say the feeling of knowing what happened to your friend Cooper.
Yeah.
And that's when she goes, "Let's rock," and that's like the name of the episode, or the
description.
The description of the episode,
which is great. And then later on, you see Diane at a bar in the hotel where they're staying at, and she gets a drink and stuff. She looks at her phone, and she gets a text message from an unknown number saying like Las Vegas ? And she responds in all caps, "They didn't ask about it yet."
Yeah. So we don't know what that's all about. And in a later scene, Albert goes and visits Gordon.
It's probably the best scene in the whole episode.
I actually really loved this scene. I almost forgot about it, but yeah. Well, he goes there to show him this text because they were monitoring what she was doing on her phone. But before he can do that, Gordon has this French girl in his room on a couch with him, like leaned up against him.
Yeah.
And he's telling some random story about God knows what.
Yeah.
And Albert comes in and he's like, "Gordon, can you tell your friend to go downstairs for a bit?" And he's like, "Go by the bar, I'll call you there later." And she takes so long.
Yeah, she like puts on her jacket.
She's like, "Let me put on my jacket." And she's smiling at him.
Smiling, she does. Puts on her shoes slowly.
She pulls up a mirror and she's like, "Oh!" And she's putting on lipstick. And Gordon's just like...
Gordon is just like smiling and he's like, "Oh yeah." And
Rosenfield the whole time is just completely stone-faced, like just being himself, like fed up with this shit. He just wants to explain what he has to say to Gordon in the amount of time that's not an hour that it took.
And like she gets up, she walks over to the door, she stops at the door, poses a little bit, and then,
it's so funny.
And then finally leaves.
Yeah, and then Gordon feels the need to tell Albert, like, "Yeah, her mother's sister's daughter went missing, and they have a turnip farm, and I told her she would turn up eventually." He's just like completely not having it.
No. First Cole goes, "Yeah, she didn't get the joke either."
She didn't get it either. it was definitely the funniest scene in the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Classic Cole.
Yeah. So Rosenfield tells them about the text, and they're actually confused about it. They're like, what do we know that we haven't told her yet?
Yeah, they have no idea what the text could be referring to.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm sure will get revealed later.
Yeah. And then at the end, he goes, I need to finish this wine or whatever it was. And Rosenfield goes, what kind is it? And
1109!
awkward silence. You can tell Rosefield's just like...
Rosenfield's like, I'm so sick of your shit, Gordon.
And there's just silence.
And Gordon's, he just like grabs him on the shoulder. He's like, Albert, I really worry about you sometimes.
End scene.
End scene.
Perfect.
It was so good.
Best scene in the entire episode. Just great.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And then there are a lot of, little small scenes sprinkled in.
Well, there's another one with Diane and her phone, and she types in the coordinates. This actually happens right at the end of the episode. She gets the coordinates from the arm, from the dead body they found in the last episode. She types them in on the GPS on her phone. Turns out the coordinates lead to Twin Peaks.
So everything ties back together.
Everything
sort of figuring that out as well. Another scene, we actually get the Tim Roth character and the Jennifer Jason Leigh. They're killing the warden.
Yeah,
and
like Dalva Cooper told them to a few episodes back.
Yep, and so Tim Roth shoots the warden, and his son sees it, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Oh yeah, because it's Twin Peaks, everything has to be screwed up. So of course, right after the warden gets shot in the head and his dead body lands on the ground, the son runs out and finds his body.
Yeah, and then Tim Roth closes the door and he's like, "Let's get Wendy's."
I laugh.
They drive off.
It's great. It's great seeing them again because you. Kind of nothing wrong with Tim Roth.
I love Tim Roth. And Jennifer Jason Leigh.
They're both great. They still have to kill one more guy, though. So.
That's true, so we'll probably be seeing more of them.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of other small scenes with just... there's... The only Dougie that we get in this episode is literally probably 15-second shot of him and his son playing catch with each other.
Yeah.
And the game of catch is his son throwing the baseball and it hits Dougie in the head and he doesn't respond to it. That's it. Or the one scene we have... with Jerry Horn is him running in a field, just sprinting like he's like frantically trying to get somewhere and falling over, and that's the scene.
And then the majority of the episode takes place in Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Well, we have last up with Sarah Palmer, which she appeared like very briefly in like the third episode, like a while ago, just watching TV or whatever. Yeah. But this time we actually see her. She's at a grocery store, and she's in the liquor section. Just keeps getting tons of bottles.
She's just like, I need a bottle of Smirnoff. Oh, I'll take another. Do they have more?
Yeah, she looks over it.
Obviously an alcoholic.
Yes.
But she's taking that up to the counter, and she's looking behind the checkout girl. There's this wall of beef jerky, and there's beef jerky on the right, and there's turkey jerky on the left. And she's looking at it, and she's like mumbling to herself, and getting really frustrated and confused. The girl's like, "Is something the matter, ma'am?" And she's like, "How long has that been there? What is that beef jerky?" And she's like, "Oh, it's new. It's turkey jerky." She's like, "Were you here when it came?"
It's so bizarre.
And it's so strange, and she's freaking out, and she's saying stuff like they're coming after us.
Yeah.
It
was a bunch of just weird stuff that she was saying.
And she ends up just running out of the place, swearing to herself, and going home without any of the groceries that she was there for.
It's really depressing just to see Sarah Palmer there buying liquor, like in the first place.
Yeah, just that the image of her like just reaching for more and more vodka is like, oh, that's sad.
It's just so sad. Later on, Hawk goes to visit her, and she's in the same exact house. And
we hear the classic tune play, which was really cool. That's how right off the bat I'm like, it's the Palmer house. There's the song.
Yeah, it was great. You always get like little bits of the classic music throughout the show. You don't get it like that often. So when you actually do hear it, it's really nice and really awesome. And he goes, knocks on the door, she answers, and she's like, "Hey, we were opening up some old case files and wanted to ask you some stuff." She's like, "You're really here about the grocery store, right?" And
he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I heard about that. Anything you want to talk about?
And she's like, "I don't know what came over me." And then she says something like, I couldn't quite understand what she said, but she said something really mumbly, and she swore, and Hawk is just like,
do you need help?
If you need any help of any kind, don't hesitate to ask me. And she's like, "Bye, Hawk." And she's like,
okay, bye, close the door, that's it. It's like, okay, that really worked out.
That's that. But also, she's also kind of hiding something in the house because
Yeah.
Hawk hears something in the house and he's like, "Is somebody here?" And she's like, "No, it was just something I'm making in the kitchen."
Yeah.
And it's like
Right.
so obviously not something she's
No.
making in the kitchen.
No, so there's something going on with that.
Yes.
Going on with her. Something I wasn't expecting to. I thought we were just going to see her and that's it. But, like, no, there's more to her.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Which is always cool. And we get another scene with Sheriff Truman where he's going to visit Ben Horn and talk to him about the Richard Horn incident.
That whole situation.
Yeah, we still don't get a full idea of Richard's relation.
Well,
to, he gives a line. He says he never had a father.
Yeah.
And
he is Ben's grandson. So,
Okay.
So we're assuming it's Audrey's son, probably? I mean,
Guess.
I don't think it'd be Johnny's son.
No.
So he's just telling about the whole situation with them. Like, he did run over the kid. He tried to kill the witness, who we see her in the hospital, all beat up and everything.
And Ben's like, of course I'll pay for her hospital bills.
Yeah.
And Jesus, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But I haven't talked to Richard since I told him he can't have any more of my money.
Yeah.
So it's just Ben being kind of good guy Ben, I guess.
And then he has the keys to Cooper's room that was mailed to them like a while ago.
Yep.
And he wants to give the keys to Harry Truman. And it's just like a memento to the olden times and all that stuff. But it's interesting because he brings up like this was Agent Cooper's room.
Mm-hmm.
And the new Truman, he's just like,
He's like, that's kind of a strange coincidence because we've just reopened a case involving Agent Cooper.
But there's more of that, like, Harry is sick. He goes, oh, how is Harry doing? He's like, oh, well, he's fighting it.
He's hanging in there.
Yeah.
And it's still very, like...
Still awkward, but...
like, kind of obvious that they
Yeah.
just... He's not here in the show. We gotta
Yeah.
reference it.
But this actually works because that she gives Ben a reason to talk to him about the key instead of just flat out ignoring it.
Yeah.
And showing that the pieces are coming together.
Yes.
Slowly, but they're coming together. I actually really like that scene. But it was one of those things where you see Ben Horn in his office, it's like same office from the original show, and Truman walks in here, it's like, this would have been a lot cooler with Harry Truman.
Yeah.
Like more nostalgic with Harry Truman, but you know.
Probably. But I like New Truman.
Oh yeah, so it worked out fine, but good scene between them two. Though, like, I don't think Ben Horn ever leaves that room.
No, he's always there.
You only see him in his office.
24/7, always in that office. And then we have another scene with Jacoby. He's doing his broadcast thing, and Nadine's the only viewer.
It's more of the same of what we've seen
It's-
before, just him
yeah.
going crazy, just ranting about stuff.
Him going crazy, talking about shovels. They play the same shovel commercial,
Yeah.
and she's like, "It's working for me, Doctor." He calls himself Dr. Amp,
Yeah.
which is just funny.
Yeah, so Nadine has another line.
Yeah, she has one more line, or was it two? I don't know.
There's like 2 lines.
She speaks
She
again.
speaks, which is
so
good.
It's nice.
I mean, it's more the same of what we've seen in the previous episode, but like, it's just fun watching him rant and go crazy.
Because he's just an entertaining character to watch.
Yeah.
To talk about some of the scenes that we weren't super big on, we have the first appearance of Audrey Horne
Yes.
in the series, which both of us actually had spoiled for us before we went into this because, oh my god, we're 3 weeks behind.
Yeah. So we had that spoiled for us, but the thing is, though, that scene, it just comes out of nowhere.
It's just a cut and boom, she's
there in the shot, and you're just like,
and we're
oh,
like,
yeah, okay.
oh, okay, she's in it. Which I guess I shouldn't be too shocked because David Lynch so far in the series hasn't been big on like, here's a big reveal of this character. He's just like, okay, here they are now.
But normally at least people like walk into the room or something. They just like cut and she's standing there. It's like, oh, okay.
It was a little bit jarring. So right away we're like, okay, I'm engaged. I haven't seen this character in a very long time. We're 12 episodes in. So we're thinking, okay, is this scene going to be about like Richard Horne? She gets the news about like, maybe we'll find out if this is her son.
Yeah.
Maybe whatever. And not really.
No.
She starts talking to what we find out is her husband. Who we find out is her husband. They're having an argument because she has this friend or a companion, I guess.
Yeah.
She's cheating on her husband with him that she just tells him, named Billy, who's been missing for 2 days, and she wants her husband's help in finding him.
Mm-hmm.
And he is just like,
he's like, I got all this paperwork to do. I got a deadline.
I'm tired. I'm sleepy.
We can go out tomorrow and stuff.
She's really
pissed off.
Yeah, she's really mad, and I don't know. it's partially the difference between, like, you watch the old series and people they couldn't really swear, they couldn't really do much, and then this character that we saw all throughout that old series, and now she's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Fuck, fuck, fuck. She's just swearing all over the place. It feels almost like a different character.
Yeah.
It
did a little bit, yeah.
I mean, not crazy. I mean, she's still definitely Audrey, and she was still good.
Yeah.
It's just strange.
It's this long scene, and they just keep name dropping names. Like, first you have Billy, and it's like, Billy. Okay, who's that? I don't know.
And then she's like, well, Paul is involved, and they mention the guy named Paul.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, who the hell is Paul?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, Chuck doesn't know what he's talking about. He's fucking crazy. Okay, who's Chuck?
Yeah,
I don't know. Let's call Tina and we'll find out. Who is Tina? We don't know.
Tina's the last person to see Billy. Like, oh, well, Tina's husband, Chuck, stole Billy's truck that one day. Yeah. I'm like, what is going on?
And we're just like, okay.
It wasn't like...
We don't know any of these people.
Yeah, and we've had a bunch of stuff, like, earlier in the season where we've just been thrown into stuff, but it was, I feel like, handled better and more entertaining. This just kind of felt frustrating.
And it also feels like with the other stuff, a lot of it felt like, okay, this is probably still going to pay off. We're probably still going to get more out of this.
Yeah.
And this whole scene, like, I don't know how far they could possibly go into this whole who the hell Chuck and Tina and Paul are.
And Billy and what's the...
Within the next 6 episodes that we have left.
Yeah. And it was the one time that, like, a long, drawn-out scene in the show actually felt like it was long and drawn out.
A scene where a man is sweeping a floor for however many minutes felt shorter than the scene where they're talking about things happening and you know, weird conflicts and strange things.
I mean, it was interesting to, like, see Audrey and see that she has this husband who, of course, she doesn't love. Like, they talk about, like, filing the papers and everything, which just sounds like divorce papers that he just refuses to sign. So you see kind of where things are going, but it's just the scene itself of just all the characters and stuff just didn't really work.
No.
But it was nice to see her.
Good to see her. I hope to see more of her, and hopefully we get a little more on what the hell they're talking about, so we can...
Or hopefully she gets to interact with people, because, like, you never see her this entire season, so you think, like, she's out of town or something, but she keeps talking about going to the Roadhouse to, like, go find Billy, and it's like, oh, so she's still in Twin Peaks.
She's been around. There's no reason that she... I mean, I don't know. I'm sure we'll get more on it.
Yeah.
I'm not angry at the episode. No. It's just a kind of... I don't know. It left me wanting more.
Like, we'll see how it plays off by the time the show's over and how much more Audrey has to do in the season. Then we'll see. But, like, as of right now, it's just kind of...
It by no means turned us off of anything. And there was also the last scene in the episode, which is the scene that I would say felt pointless, is we get these new characters.
Talking about, like, one of their friends, and they're like, oh, where is she? And she's like, oh, she's probably... out with, I forgot the one guy's name, she's probably out with him because they've been seen together a lot lately. She's like, oh, but that guy's been seen with this other girl and they seem really close.
And now they're name dropping, but the difference between the last scene is they're name dropping, but we don't even know either of these two people.
Yeah.
We're 12 episodes in, we don't know who these people are. We don't know who the people they're talking about are. Yeah. Some dude walks up, he's like, I almost got killed outside. And they're like,
oh, that's crazy.
Oh, are you okay, Trick? What? Whose name is Trick?
He goes, I'm good, I'll get some drinks or whatever. And he goes away.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
And then the episode's over.
Yeah.
Starring Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah.
He's in one shot. But I don't know. Overall, it's not a terrible episode, but it kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth when the latter half of the episode is just kind of all over the place.
Yeah, the first half is good. I like all the stuff with Cole and Rosefield, especially again that one scene in Cole's room, which was the highlight of the episode.
Oh, for sure.
But it was great seeing some of that plot move forward, hearing some more explanation on the Blue Rose cases. Like, that was cool. Mm-hmm. And, like, you know, her looking at the coordinates and seeing at least the Twin Peaks. Like, that stuff is all good. It's just the last half that's really iffy.
Yeah, I agree. But since we're 3 weeks behind, we don't have to wait very long to watch the next episode. So that's the good news for us in our little situation with everything.
Yeah.
So until we watch that episode, we will see you guys later.